Hello. I eat lot today. Yes. Hello. Hello. This is the My Artifact episode number 2322. Yeah, 21 might be. Today's date is 26 July 2021. It's just like 2121. Yeah. Right now it's almost like 9:40 p.m. So last night um, actually I was taking some classes in Skillshare, advanced editing program. Okay, in the course, uh, Jordi, the name of the mentor named Jordi, he provides some of the footages, and you have to make them kind of like a documentary style video. Okay, with B rolls and musics. They already provided all those things, so it's really helpful. And also I didn't really make any documentary before, so I really need to learn those things as also. I saw so many people's make the footages, make the video about these footages, that documentary, and some of them are really good, some of them are not so good. It just depend upon the people who make them. Okay, and I am also making the video, so it just like from my point of view, I'm kind of like doing something much better than the people who already did this thing. I don't know, I am not trying to tell you that my work is so good and great, but it just like editing, it doesn't means like that ki you need to know this tool, that tool, that tool, that tool, that. No, editing means telling the story through your work, and that is the most important part of it. In editing, the my way of perspective is that ki you need to cut. Editing means just only one tool you need to require. Just cut the clips and place between timeline. That is the most important part of it. Then rest of this kind of like a top on cherry. Important thing is that where you need to cut it down, and that's the most important part of it. Editing means, from my perspective, is telling the story through your ways. Okay, and I just think like that. Ki yeah, I have that such talent. Yeah, and I tell the story through my editing, and it's really good things for me. But problem is that ki my technique is little bit of slow. It's not slow, dude. Trust me, it is not. It's just like your system is not handling the footages and the way of your work is doing. First of all, the footages they provide, it's in 5.4K. It's more than 4K. It's a 5.4. That means a very high resolution. Okay. As also, the footage is so good, so great. Yeah, trust me, they shot with the really nice camera, and the lighting was super amazing. Trust me, everything is must focus, blur, and it is really good. Okay, I really like the way those people shot those footages. It's really good. Okay, In other hand, my system is really slow. It's almost like a 4 GB of RAM, i5 6th gen processor with HDD hard disk. So it's really difficult to run Premiere, and as also really difficult to run high resolution footages. Premiere has also a solution for that. You need to use proxy, and yeah, I use proxy. Yeah, I create the proxy, which is I converted into 5K into 4 480 pixels, which is really good for edit, and kind of like really helpful for me. But while the editing, I also feeling that still, yeah, I have the like my technique is really good. Like I am telling my story through your editing was really good, but somehow it takes time. Yeah, most of the people, I don't know, but I do need time, and I don't know how is this thing happen, but yeah, there are so many distraction. Yeah, and I cannot avoid that also. Because of that, while rendering you need to wait. Okay, and your mind is kind of like thinking so many things at the same time, so you cannot stop that. And if you are trying to stop that, your mind is trying to think more and more. Okay, so what if you get it a high performance system, then can you say that the time required for editing, it will become really less? Obviously it will become really less. There's one thing I know while editing is that when you start your editing, okay, when you start your editing, the beginning process is kind of like a really slow. Okay, like you need to imagine like what is the best way to telling the story. As also is that I saw so many students make the same video about this documentary style, and I also think about that too. But my first preference is that while editing, I just mainly focus on first 30 seconds. Okay, if that beginning 30 seconds has to be so interesting in the video, what if the first 30 seconds people just watch that 30 seconds, then they feel really interested on that video, and then after that they will watch the entire video. If you are started your video with really boring things, then people don't really like it and they will leave. They didn't really watch your videos. Okay, it also work with the YouTube, it also work with the film, everything, in OTT, everywhere. The beginning of the film is really crucial. Okay, so that's why I put lot of efforts, think about that, and then I understand that I just need to make sure that B-roll has to be really perfect. Okay, and as also the music is really important for me. Okay, I always take effort on music, and music is far more important for me for everything. Okay, so I just find out the best music I can get. Yeah, they also provided some of the tracks which is also really good. I use the same track. Okay, they provide almost like a 10 to 12 tracks. Then I need to figure it out which track is much better. Then I find out the one track which is really suit with the tone. So I put that track, change the scene according to the beats, and while watching it looks really good. Okay, the problem in that footage is that ki, the saturation is too much. Everything is looks so much colored, and I just personally think like, yeah, I like the colors too, but sometimes it's not that much. Like uh, I don't know. Yeah, in the video, in photos is something really different. Okay, when you are capturing the photos, at that time you need to be look as vivid as pop up as you can, because of that this is the still frame. Okay, and when you have really pop up thing on that, then people look at that, people get really attracted on those colors and they will like that. It will work on the still images, but when you have a moving images like a video, it just something really, I don't know, it just really off. Why? Because of that the color is telling some specific emotions. Okay, that's why most of the films needs to do color grading. Okay, like when you watch the Tenet or each and every movie, the color tone is kind of like a really different with the emotions. Okay, if you are there are, it's just like you didn't really saw, you didn't really see anything a film or professional video which has a really everything is high contrast, high saturations. You didn't see that because it can block all the emotions and you can see everything. Yeah, you can see everything in the frame, background, and you can see the colors are so pop up that you can see everything. Okay, and you get really distracted from the character, from everything, from the dialogues. So most of the filmmaker didn't really use vivid color for film. They use light color, they use low saturation color, they use black color, they use green, they use blue for the specific tone. Like in the Matrix, the whole film has a green tone. Okay, but when they are in the real world, the the tone is became blue or white, and when they are in virtual world, they are, the whole film tone is little bit of greenish. Okay, that is because of that the Matrix is kind of like the main theme is based on that computer systems, and there is some sort of hackings, and there are kind of like a really one default color on the coding is green color, so that's why they put the green color on the Matrix film. Okay, so that's why you are telling their emotions or telling their facts or telling their situation through the colors. So that's why color is so important. Okay, so in the Skillshare project they provide some of the footages, and the footages are so pop up, so saturated, and that's why I just need to lower down some of the saturation, which is kind of like a looking really good. I already did some of the film, my film, like I made film for the Rising Bastions. Okay, and in that film the whole saturation level from starting to ending, the saturation level from 100 to 0, in the end it will become completely black and white. Okay, why is that? Because of that the person is trying to suicide, and he was telling his emotions, and the emotion is flow at the end. So that's why the, like when you are happy you feel really colorful, but when you are sad or when you are empty, you feel nothing. You don't see any color at all. So that's why I put that saturation level from 100 to 0. While beginning of the film you can see so many colors, like he was talking to the Mohit and Aditya. The conversation between him and them is really contrast and really high saturated. But when you go down, when you closest to the ending, when the Mohit is running, the whole scenario is completely in black and white. Why? Because of that, the his running is like a pathetic, like there is no meaning for he was running, and there is he doesn't get anything from that run. Okay, like he just lost everything. So when you lost, you feel some of the colorless inside you. So this is the color I want to portray. But the emotion is really flow when the like a camera was shaking. Then you feel that there is a chance that Mohit can save Aditya. But at the end, it's just like at the end of just 2 seconds, the things is not gonna work out. Okay, so that is why the color is really important in the film, in the video, and everything. Okay, so actually I started working on that project from last night. Actually, yesterday while I was making artifact episode, I was downloading the footages, which is 2.3 GB. I was so shocked because of that 5.4K footages, and there are almost like a 30 footages, 30 clips, and interview, almost like a 2-3 minutes of interviews. So it just takes almost like a 1540 to 15 minutes of data in 5K, which is compressed in just like a 2.5 GB. Was, I don't know which codec they are using, but the there is so good. Trust me, I really like that. Okay, yeah. But the lighting was really good. The camera they use was really great, and maybe they use some of the lenses. Those lenses are maybe 85 or 50 which have a really less aperture, 1.4 or maybe 1.2. The whole foreground is became really blurry, and that foreground is kind of like a really just a feet away from his face. So the lenses is really good. They use really great lens. So actually I make the beginning. Actually I edited the beginning 24 seconds, which is really interesting. Then after that I merge the whole interview sequence with multi-camera setup. Okay, like they shoot the whole interviews in multi-camera, like a front, a side, and then a whole view setup, which is I don't really like that, but they shoot. Okay, the multi-camera setup was really good. I really learn how to work with the multi-camera setup. Because of that, I was really hopeless while editing Ha 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 short film in Jaipur. I was so confused that I didn't know which track or which thing suits really great. Okay, but now I realize that there is a multi-camera setup. I did know about multi-camera setup from last night, from yesterday. Before that I didn't really know that. And now it's really good for me. I get so many knowledge. As also while subtitle, I was just typing the graphics layout above the video bar, and just type whatever he says and just putting this subtitle. But Then I realized that there is also a caption file that you can create alternate subtitle which will not bake in the video. You can export that subtitle in different file as also. So I did know that, and as also I work on that too, and it's bit really convenient while writing the subtitles, which is really good. I really like that. So yes, also actually what is happened today, why I didn't really make actually from last night, I downloaded those footages, okay, put it on the Premiere, and creating proxy, okay. So actually the file size is really low, just like 16 MB, but the resolution is really high, almost like a 5.4K. So while converting 5.4K into 480 pixels, it takes some time. Okay, and it has almost like a 20, 30 or 40 clips, so it takes too much time. Uh, Mainly just like while creating proxy, it just takes almost like 4 to 5 hour for creating proxy. Okay, and that's why I just wake up till the 3 a.m. last night, okay, and then I went to sleep, okay. Then I wake up morning at 9 a.m., okay, and there are so many things to do, like I have to go to the saloon for cutting my hair, okay. Then there are so many things I have to do in market too, so I went there. I started working almost like a 1:30 p.m. today. Okay. I sit on my desk at 1:30 p.m. and start doing my editing. Okay. And just like I edited till 4 5 p.m. Then I went to bicycle. Then I came, and then I also sit. But just now I just did almost like a half an hour work. But it just like while doing editing, I just, what is the things remaining, like I already had b rolls in the beginning sequence in 24 seconds, which is bit really interesting. And also I synchronize all the interviews and audio track with the video, so which is really good. The whole length of the video became almost like a 2 minute, okay. I need to make almost like a 3 minute, so I do have a remaining b-roll. So I put those b-roll on the top of the interview layer, okay, and work on music too, so which will be really great, and as also the subtitles, okay, and text animations. So I'm trying to do that, okay. From tomorrow it will be done. Because of that, I didn't think that I can do it right now, because right now I was so exhausted, okay. Because last night I was sleep almost like 6 hours, and that's it. And then I also went to the bicycling, and while bicycling I was so tired too. And also I eat a lot today, so yeah. And there is one thing that I need to make schedule for my working, okay. One thing is that you don't need to sleep at noon. If you are sleeping at noon, the working process, it will affect on that, okay. So try to make sure that you don't need to sleep at noon, okay. And you can sleep early, maybe 11 p.m. or 10 p.m., so you can wake up early in the morning, so you can start working almost like a 8 a.m., which is a really good time, okay. And you will get so much time while working, like you get almost like a, if you are started working almost like a 8 a.m., then you have almost like a 4 and then 4 hour म्हणजे almost like 8 hours, continue 8 hours for do your work. Okay. And it's just like if you are kind of like doing something like a 4 hours doing in day and then 4 hours doing in night, which is not really helpful. Because of that, while editing you need to start and try to make sure that when you get out from your desk you need to complete your editing. If you are thinking like that ki I make my editing just 2 hours right now, and then after that, after the lunch I will do editing after some while, the process for like a you need to be in editing. Okay, this is not just like a switch between on off. Okay, like you just sit on and desk and start editing. No, 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 you just need to understand the whole the process thing, what you early things you did. Okay, then you imagine that thing like a what is the planning you have to do for uh next thing. Okay, and like where should you place your b-roll, what is your music and what is all those things, what is your sound effects, everything. Okay, so for that thing you need to imagination. Okay, before you start working, and it takes some time, maybe just like 10 minutes to 15 minutes, sometime maybe just like half an hour. Okay, and if you don't really imagine you get really clueless that what is the thing you need to do. Okay, so if you are continuously doing it, you will be in that process and you will be completing that process. Don't try to break while you are doing editing. It's a really important factor. Okay, if you are hungry, just wait, complete your project, and then you just like complete the one thing. Like I'm not saying that the complete whole project, like this, the most important part of the edit is just like arranging the clips. Okay, that's it. If you are arranging the clips and arrange the music, khatam, yeah, then you need to add a foley work after sometimes, or you need to make color grade, you can do after sometimes, because color grading and foley work doesn't take like so much brain work. It's just like you need to understand what is the sound came from. Like if I am opening the door, so I do understand now, like if I'm opening the door, the sound you have to hear that the opening the door, so you need to find specific sound in the YouTube, download and put it on the timeline, which is not really kind of like really hectic. Okay, as also work with the color. Okay, you need to understand the emotions of the clip. Right now I am making the documentary about the person he's doing painting on the some sort of miniature thing, so it's bit really kind of like a something not so serious but kind of like a really cool. So it's just like I'm putting some of the color which is really meant for emotions. Okay, right now footages have so much saturation, I just make sure that I just put the adjustment layer on the top of the thing, select that adjustment layer, go to the limitry panel and just put the saturation level into the 100 to 80 or 70. Then I decide that key is this color is look good or not, that's it. Okay, so this is the kind of thing I'm telling you. Okay, as also I'm really tired too, so right now this is it, this is the end. This is the my artifact episode number 2200, 2322. Right now we are at Varda, Maharashtra. Thank you.